Hello everyone, it's Shane from financials.com. This is the first section in our time value of money tutorial series, and we are going to cover TVM basics plus single dollar cash flow problems. By the end of this session, you will be able to understand how compounding works and what variables can affect the value of money directly over time. Let's start by understanding the concept of time value of money. The single thing that this topic is going to teach us, for example, $100 promised today has more value than $100 promised in the future. And why is that? And it is simply because you can invest that $100 today and make it something more than $100 in the future. So what if someone asks you, how much is the value of $100 in 5 years in today's dollar value? The answer is, you cannot simply compare these two numbers, and you should convert the $100 by discounting it to today's value. This is all that the concept of time value of money wants to teach us. For tackling time value of money problems, you have to look at 5 main variables that are number of periods, present value, future value, payments, and the interest rate. Later in this course, we will be using the 6th variable for growing annuity problems, and this variable is known as the growth rate. I personally believe that to grasp this concept fully, we should start by solving problems and practice to become fluent in solving different time value of money questions. So let's begin by solving our first problem. What is the future value of $10,000 invested in a brokerage account today that earns 5% compounded annually for 5 years? As you recall from our previous slide, we had 5 variables, and the first approach we should take is to extract information from question and assign them to each variable. So the question gave us 5 years as our number of period, and the $10,000 which is invested today, and because it says today, you know that this is in the present time, so we assign it to our present value. This is a single dollar cash flow problem, and there will be no annuity cash flows, and that's why we assign 0 to PMT. We will be covering the annuity cash flows in the following sections, so for now, just don't worry about it. And finally, the question gave us the interest rate, which is 5%. So the question wants us to come up and calculate the future value. Now let's begin solving the problem together. So the first approach that we can take is to calculate the return for each year and then add them all up together, just the way you see on the screen. This is a relatively small question, and in the larger questions, when the number of periods is much larger, solving them using this approach will be time consuming and won't be practical. What we can do is to simply use this formula. This is called future value formula, and as you can see, it gives us the exact same number as we got when we did it the long way. Let's move to the second problem now. If you want to save $10,000 to purchase a car in 5 years with the interest rate of 5% compounded annually, how much you should invest today? As always, we have to extract information from the question and assign them to our variables. So the question gave us 5 years as the number of periods, and you want to save up $10,000 in 5 years, so we know that is not in the present time, and that's why you should assign $10,000 to future value. The given interest rate is 5% and the PMT is 0. Because we know there is a shortcut to do such question, we will not even try to do the long way and directly use the present value formula. So you can see that we can use this formula and it gives us the answer of $7,835.26. A very important thing that you should always keep in mind is that in time value of money questions, as long as you have the value of 4 out of 5 variables, you can always compute the 5th one no matter what it is. What it means is that if the question asks you to solve for the number of periods or the interest rate and all other variables are given in the question, you can simply reshape the formula to solve the interest rate or the number of periods. If you have difficulties understanding this formula, don't worry about it at all. Because when we try to solve different problems in Python, it will be much easier to understand. In the next section, we will be solving single dollar cash flow problems in Python using NumPy Financial module. And we will be discussing more advanced problems and introduce you to annuity concept right after that. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned as we will be posting the next section shortly.